Hey, hello everyone. In today's Metaverse video, I'm going to show you how to create a noun experience and then how to incorporate leaderboards into that experience. So, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to introduce your concept, and for the character, I would recommend using a relevant picture. Since nouns are all about persons, places, or things, I decided to start with a person, a famous person, Dr. J. In the second one, I've created a character scene where I've uploaded a graphic that I created in Photoshop, and I've uploaded it to the community gallery, so everyone else should be able to use this as well, and if they decide to make a noun experience or so. And then I made one with uh, the different forms of a noun, or at least two different forms. There's actually quite a bit, two nouns, but for this video we want to focus on just the main two forms of a noun. In that case, it's proper nouns and common nouns. And so the idea here is to introduce the concept of a noun. Everyone has probably already heard these sort of things before, but for first time English speakers, you want to be as specific as possible, even if it means sounding a little bit redundant. Trust me, I think it's better to be safe than sorry in this instance. But yeah, so we introduce the concept, then we talk about some of the finer details of that concept. In this picture, I let them know that nouns come in two forms, proper nouns and common nouns. And then the idea is to have this picture up so that while they're reading about the definition, they also have it being reinforced through a graphic image. In this character scene, I go on to focus more on proper nouns first because I feel that it's actually easier. And I've mentioned that proper nouns refer to specific persons, places, or things. For instance, Dr. Dre is a specific person. You can say, oh, he's a man, yes, but that's generic, that's common noun. But for a proper noun, you refer to people by their names. Same with things, like in this case a Camaro, which it's a car, and a car is a common noun. That's very generic, but the proper noun is that it's a Camaro. That's the type of car it is. That's what's special about it. So I then reinforce that proper nouns refer to specific persons, places, or things. And then I transition on to common nouns, which are the opposite. They refer to non-specific or generic persons, places, or things. So instead of calling Dr. Dre a man, or instead of calling Dr. Dre, we would call him a man, that's more generic. Put it in these terms, there are billions of men on the planet, but there's only one Dr. Dre. Now, we can't use that exact same analogy with cars because cars come in different models, or they make many different types of cars. But we can say that there's, many different types of cars, but there's only one Camaro. In this case, I believe that's a 2010 Camaro. I'm not certain, but either way it goes, the idea is that proper nouns are specific and that common nouns are not. Now, and in this case, I go on to give another example, which is something that's relevant to the user, since you have to use our phones to use this app. I mentioned that all of us, or most of us, have cell phones, but some of us have iPhones, and iPhones are specific, cell phones are not. And then now we get on to the tests that I had created earlier. So with this leaderboard experience, I created multiple blocks, multiple logic blocks, and then I also created a web view scene and linked the URL here. Now, I've shown that in my previous video on verbs, but just to reinforce it, when you create a scene or a leaderboard, what you have to do is you have to open a new page, and then you have to type in it's already going to pop up in my search, but leaderboards.metaverseapp.io. And this will take you to the leaderboard's creation web page. Once you create it and you give it a name, an update, or an image, and then a description, then you're going to get two things from it. You're going to get, the first thing is you're going to get the specific URL that will take you to the page. And then the second thing you're going to get is the leaderboard ID. With the leaderboard ID, you have to put it into the different logic blocks, or else then the points won't register. They won't go anywhere. So let's go ahead and give it a test, and let's see if everything syncs up. Alright, so let's see. So now let's test out this one. It's, so what's a noun? Then we have a noun is a word that refers to a person, place, or thing. Nouns come in two types. Okay, yeah, and then this looks pretty. I think I could probably dial down on the white because it already has the little particle effect, so I'll probably dial down off of that. Okay, and then Dr. J is a specific person. It's a pronoun. And the specific thing is Camaro. So everything is checking out. And then common nouns are the opposite. Okay, so everything is checking out. Right. Right. Everything is checking out. Right, and then the test, about to test that. This one asks you which one is a common noun. So the giveaway is which one isn't capitalized, and then which one is a proper noun, which one is the name, and then is the word elephant or elephant a common or proper noun. Elephant is common because the elephant is just the name of the animal, but if you were to say African elephant, then it would probably be a proper noun because that is fairly specific. So now we check our score. Okay, and everything adds up. So yeah, that's basically how you use the leaderboard experience again. So exit out, and yeah, everything works out. So that'll do it.